Hi everyone, welcome to Module 7. This is all about planning your career, and this is a pretty exciting stage of the term to be at. Most people come to STEPS because they are looking to pave a new career for themselves, and so this is going to hopefully give you some more direction. Some of you will be looking for a lot of direction, maybe still feeling a bit lost, and others of you will probably have something in mind, but it's still really good to investigate all your possibilities to know what the options are there for you. And sometimes even when students have a clear idea of what it is that they want to do in terms of their career, they can sometimes be a bit surprised by what they find out about their type of employment when they actually investigate it, and certainly there can be specialisations there that you weren't aware of, or pathways for study that you weren't aware of either. So it's a really important decision to make, one of the most important in your life, and you owe it to yourself to really give this some thought and to really engage with this module at a deep level. So you would have realised by now that you don't find the careers module in your study guide, but you can download it as a separate document from the Moodle site. That's because it's actually developed by our careers team here at CQU. So we let the experts do it. They know about the best sites, the best tools for you to steer you in the right direction, and because the websites do often change, they wanted to leave it till as late as possible so that you have the latest and greatest resource available to you. So let's have a quick look on Moodle to see where you can access that. So we go to Module 7 and you'll see here that's where you will download that document. I would urge you to download it and print it out. You will find there's a lot that you have to do online and exploration that you have to do online, so it's a bit tricky if you're trying to balance all of that on the one screen. So please print it out and you'll make life a lot easier for yourself. So you'll also see on Moodle here that all the websites that are referred to in that module are available here for you, just to make it easy for you. Now, one thing to point out about the module is that it will ask you about your personality type. Now this has to do with the exploration that we did in Module 3. So we're not talking about your learning styles, we're talking about your personality type. So remember when you did the Jung typology test, the human metrics test, and you would have received a profile consisting of 4 letters. So that was ENTJ, for example, or ISFP. So even if you've forgotten exactly what that type was, you might have to go back to Module 3 just to remind yourself. So when you go into that module, you'll see there that the first stage is about self-awareness and encouraging you to really think about who you are and what might suit your personality type best. And you'll see that you're asked about that particular profile. Now don't panic if you didn't go to the careers part of that quiz when you had the opportunity. You can go to this particular site here, and if you type in your details as in your profile, ENFJ or whatever, then it will come up with a list of possible careers for you. Now of course that's just a guide, and please don't panic if you've always dreamt of being a nurse and that doesn't come up as a list of possible careers for you. The personality profile is just a simple quiz. At the end of the day, you know yourself better than any online quiz, and the other thing it doesn't take into account are more practical factors like lifestyle choices, what's going to fit in with your needs as a family or as an individual. So there's all sorts of other layers to this that personality profiling won't take into account. But that is where you can go to get that information. The other thing I wanted to point out is that if you go through all of the module and you complete all of those activities but you still feel quite lost, and some of you really won't have very much idea at this stage about your career path, So what you might like to do is an additional activity that's available to you here. Now, there's a flyer that will just talk you through how you actually access that particular assessment tool. Now, you're very lucky because as a university student here, you have this freely available to you. So it might take you quite a while to complete that online assessment. But this particular flyer talks you through how you access it, and some of you will probably want to do that as well, just so you really feel as if you're getting all the guidance that you can. I think sometimes people assume that if they went to a counsellor one-on-one that they would be able to tell them everything about themselves, and that the counsellor would be able to say the career for you is such and such. But of course, it is never that easy. At the end of the day, it is a process of investigation that you have to go through. It's up to you to research and find out about the different options available to you, and you know yourself better than anyone. So at the end of the day, you do have to make that final decision. But the good news is, if you did go to see a counsellor, a careers guidance officer or whatever, they would actually put you through a process much the same as what you were doing in this module. So you really are giving yourself the best chance of knowing what your options are if you complete all of these activities. Now, before I forget, the discussion forum for this week is called Questions About Career Planning, and that will be monitored by one of our careers team, and they will also be looking at that discussion forum in week 8 as well. So that's a really terrific service for you. If you have questions about the module, about your particular career, or even about the programs of study that might be available to you, then you can certainly ask a career advisor via that forum. And during this week, we also have one of the careers team come and deliver the lecture for us, which is a really great opportunity as well. So I hope that you find this a worthwhile module, and that you do get some guidance on how you can go about planning your career. It is a really important step to make, and it's also really exciting. So all the very best with Module 7.